Your secrets, if you really look at yourself, you would be speechless. What happened to being doctors and teachers? What happened to being your brother's keeper? Nowadays kids more worried about the...
Hey guys, Zypra here, and welcome to the first video in the series. Oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm going to be starting with Warrior, and I'm going to be working my way down the list, so going top to bottom. Now, Warriors are, I guess you can say, controlled by Rage, and in the top corner, at their portrait, as you may be able to see here, you got the Rage. So I've got 0 out of 100 Rage at the moment, and Rage is typically where you build up your damage and stuff. And they can, well, they have two different specs, shall we say. They got arms, and they got Fury as well. Currently at the moment most people are rolling Fury, but it's almost the same thing with the Rage and stuff. It's just different moves, but since I don't really know how to play an arms warrior anyway, I don't think me doing a Fury one's going to help, as it's not a guide to teach you to play the class. It's kind of just covering the basics. I did make a burst macro there on the side as well, but I believe what you need to do for arms, don't keep me to this, is you just got to like put some bleeds on and stuff, and then I believe Thunderclap spreads them. So just gonna have to find where I put some of my moves. I believe Ren's bleed. There we are. I think they get yeah, they get mortal wounds from that, and then if I thunderclap it, okay, maybe it's not supposed to spread it. Anyway, I'm not here to teach you about the class, just here to sort of show how it plays even. So, as you can see, this move here, it costs 20 rage to use. This is one of the more major abilities, or one of the more major abilities from what I've seen people using in arena, because I quite often get that debuff there, mortal wounds, and the healing effects received is reduced by 25%. That is a huge amount of reduction in healing, a huge amount, and most people don't really pay attention to the debuff you get from most people don't pay attention to the debuff you get from a warrior's mortal strike even. But it's quite a large reduction in healing, but it's never usually a huge issue. This move here costs 10 rage as well, so most of the moves apart from charge and stuff tend to cost rage. So the more rage you've got, the more damage you're actually going to do. What you can do as well is, if you're a bit low on rage, you can heroic leap out and charge into them. That does work for building up rage. I've seen quite a lot of people do that. I'm sure you've seen a fair few people do that as well. You got your CCs. You got like a fear, which you can fear everyone like that. It's an AOE fear, so it catches everyone. You can shockwave if you're going with shockwave, or you can take Stormbolt for the stun, or Dragon Roar for some damage. I believe they all share almost a minute cooldown. Okay, no, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and a minute there. And in the burst macro here, I have put Recklessness and Skull Banner. I haven't put anything else because I'm not really an expert at Warrior, and I don't really know too much about the Warrior, so I kind of just put what I think they have in their macro in there. I didn't actually get the banner, so I guess I just ignored that one. You can use this move here. This is Die by the Swords, and this reduces your parry chance by 100%, and damage taken is reduced by 20%. So what that means is casters do 20% less damage on you, and melee, unless they're behind you, they do no damage, because you pretty much parry everything. You got your different stances near the top here as well. You got battle stance here, which is your like aggressive fighting stance. So I don't know how best to explain it, but it's kind of where you do all your damage. So battle stance is where you'd go, deal loads of damage. Defensive stance here is where you want to go if you're falling behind. So say for an arena, my healer is CC'd, and he's been put into a clone, and I can see that a mage is going to go in for a sheep on him, and I don't want to take too much damage while he's in that. I don't want to force a trinket. I don't want to have to use too many cooldowns. So I can go into my defensive stance like this, and then I take less damage. It says here, reduces damage taken and increases your threat generation. Although the threat generation isn't a big issue in Arena because there are other players, the damage reduction is really nice. And then you will also have some defensive cooldowns, such as the die with the swords that I showed you, and you've also got this shield barrier here, but you do need defensive stance active for that, and it's only absorbing 3k for me. I'm not sure if it scales with gear. What else can I cover here? You've got rage regeneration, which heals you for 10% instantly, and then it heals you for 20% after that for 5 seconds. And it's usable while you're stunned, which is really nice. So that proc there, the sudden death and the execute proc. Sudden death is pretty much it uses an execute which costs no rage and can be used on any target, so they don't need to be below 20%. And since we know execute hits quite a lot, it's I think it's a primary talent that people are taking at the moment. So just be wary of that, because it can do a lot of damage. So they're not just pulling damage out of nowhere; it is actually coming from somewhere. I guess I'll explain why I've taken these talents to you. That might be helpful. So I took Juggernaut so that you can charge every 12 seconds instead of 20 seconds, because a lot of what happens is people might run away from you while you're on your warrior if you're doing a lot of damage. So if you can charge every 12 seconds instead of 20, then you can pretty much just close that gap quite often. I took Enrage Regeneration over Second Wind and stuff because it is the best heal going at the moment, and it can be used while you're stunned. Sorry, so really nice move to have. I chose Sudden Death over Slam and Taste for Blood because of the executes that it uses. It says here that it's about 2, almost 3 procs per minute, which is not too bad. That's quite a lot of executes that you get in. I took Shockwave because you might want to do a triple stun, although it's probably best to take the Storm Bolt there to stun the healer, so swap that there. I've used Safeguard because you run towards a party and raid member and you intercept, which means you take the next melee or ranged attack made against them, and it reduces the damage taken by 20%. This replaces Intervene, so you won't have Intervene on your bars if you take Safeguard. I don't think that's a bad move, but I haven't seen too many people use it. Mass Spell Reflection is really good if you're against wizards, and wizards will be comps that are like just casters, so you'd have, like, for example, Shatterplay, I guess like Lock Mage, Druid, or whatever, that kind of thing. I took Bladestorm over Avatar and Bloodbath because you can't get rooted while you're at it. So if you start Bladestorm, if you pop your burst, then you go for the Bladestorm. To keep them there, you can actually go ahead and okay, you can't anymore. You used to be able to fear them, so what you'd have to do instead is you'd have to fear them first, and then you'd be able to Bladestorm. They're in one spot. If they don't have a trinket, you can do a ton of damage to more than one person. Rallying Cry gives you extra HP. So like, if you're against another warrior comp and you get to about 20% HP, you're within their execute range, because execute attempts to finish off an enemy, causing, I'll ignore the damage bit, only usable in enemies that have less than 20% health, and it just does a ton of damage. A ton. You can literally hit like 100k odd on it, I think. Or I think I've seen it hit me for about 100k. If I just go over to a NPC, I can show you the execute move being used. But anyway, the Rallying Cry would be a good move to use to temporarily get yourself above 20%, above the execute range, so that you can get sorry, so that you can get topped up by your healer. So if I just charge into this guy, just deal some damage. Oh, they take. Okay, so I don't think I executed him for anything. Okay, they're a bit low. I can't really show you unless, let's have a look. I'll see if I got anything off. Did I get off a single execute? My actions, here we are. Okay, I only hit 1Ks against those, so that's not a very good example, but it does typically do a lot of damage for a finishing move. I'll just kick him on that. That one there is pommel that interrupts a cast, so if you're on the healer, that's kind of what you want to do. It's a really nice kick. I'm going to stun the guy. As you can see, the stun is there, and then I'm going to execute for 7k. That's a bit better, but they're not very good examples. So I guess if I'm going to summarize this video up instead of rambling, it is with this class you need to build up a lot of rage to do the majority of your damage. I know I kind of went into teaching you about abilities that I guess are a bit more than basic, and gave sort of arena examples, but one thing that I want you to take away from this video, if anything, is that you need rage to do damage. So when the dummies load, there we are. If I target that one, as you can see, that's it's not very what's the word I'm looking for? It's like not like the other moves, you know, it's not lit up. And that one's gone not lit up now as well, because you've got no rage. So if we charge in here, they've suddenly become viewable again. Oh, that's an email on my phone, we'll just ignore that. So as you can see, it's now highlighted because you've got the 20 rage. If we look here, we're at 100, we smack that, we go down to 80. Then we'll go down to 90, because we went back up to 100, because what happens is our auto attacks do deal or do generate rage. Sorry, when we take damage, we gain rage. When we I don't play Warrior. When you get auto when they attack you, you gain rage. When you attack them, you gain rage. And with your rage, you can do a lot of damage. So as I said, that sudden death is like an execute. So that's kind of what that proc does. Anyway, this video has gone on for quite a long time. That's the basics to sort of warrior. If you're interested in playing a warrior class or anything, or you have more questions, be sure to let me know. But until the next video, see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to hit that subscribe button in the middle of the screen. I also have my suggested video on the left and my previous video on the right, so you can go ahead and watch those as well. Thank you very much for watching, and bye for now.